Hi, I'm Rachel Nelson, a director at Gatehouse Admissions, and I am lucky enough to be here with our founder, Liza Weale, and I've got 5 questions for you. So let's get started.
All right.
First question is, how did you first get into being an admissions consultant?
So right after business school, I went to MIT Sloan. I went to Bain and Company, and I was a consultant and usually running client projects with associate consultants, and the associate consultants are pre-business school. And when they started applying to business school, I had a few of them ask if I would read their essays. I really loved believing in them, helping them tap into their stories and tell them. And so they had a great time working with me, I guess. And they started telling their friends. It started telling their friends. I stayed in the corporate world for quite a while, but I left Bain and then went into ed tech. And at some point, I was ready to leave the corporate world. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do, but once I made the jump, I started coaching again. And I realized how much I love this space. So it really started right after business school.
Okay. That's a great lead into my next question, which is, what's your favorite part of working with clients?
Well, I think I just alluded to it. I think it's amazing that part of my role is to believe in people. I think I'm good at it. I think I love believing in people. So I think that's an incredibly wonderful thing when people feel empowered to put themselves out there and to feel better about what they've accomplished. Often they're intimidated by how much everybody else has done, and to help them see the beauty of what they've done, I think that is just magical. I will also say, I love it when years and years after working with a client, they'll reach out to say hello, or they'll send somebody in my direction. Just love that we get to create these really deep relationships with our clients, and it's one that goes well beyond business school for years and years ahead.
Okay. So my third question is, do you have an essay that you particularly enjoy working on?
Okay. Can I give you 3? I'm going to give you 3.
Sure. Okay.
Duke Fuqua's The 25 Random Things. Love that essay. Helping people come up with their 25 random facts. I mean, it's a really fun exercise, and one that actually I've brought to parties on a much smaller way. I brought to parties and people have to guess whose random fact is associated with who. But I love that essay. I've got a soft spot for what matters most to you and why, just because, again, I'm always inspired by my clients. And because I am a grad of MIT Sloan, I like the cover letter. I think it's hard. I think it's really hard. But when we get there, it's just really exciting to see somebody's a very succinct case for earning a spot in Sloan's class.
Okay. So my fourth question is, outside of work, you're a runner. And I'm curious if there's any aspects of that hobby or kind of that way that you spend your time that you bring with you into coaching.
I think there are a few things. One, just like I run, slow and steady wins the race. It is all about stamina and just playing the long game. This is not a sprint. I'm not a sprinter. I can do long distances. That's much more my speed. And I think it's the same way in this whole process. If you're thinking this is something you can just bang out in a few weeks, you're just going to end up with a terrible result. So really kind of chipping away at this slow and steady, building up. Another thing is just, I think you and I both do this, it's pacing out what we give to our clients when. We're not going to give you everything in the beginning. You're not going to run a marathon that first day. You're going to train up for it. So let's start with exploring one school's essays. Now let's start working on your resume. Little by little, we add in more because you're ready. And then lastly, this is a constant theme. I just love cheering people on and helping them get to the finish line.
Okay, well, that's a great segue into my last question for you, which is kind of forward-looking. I'm curious what you would want your legacy to be.
Wow, legacy. Well, I think you're part of it. I mean, I want my legacy to be that people have been able to do the things that they want. They set themselves bold ambitions and actually reach them. I am super proud of our results of Gatehouse. I mean, I think we do phenomenally well. It's a very, very tough job. It requires a lot of ourselves. We give a lot to our clients, but to know that that pays off and our clients find the results that they want, there's no better legacy than that.
Great. I appreciate the time and the honesty. And this is Liza Weale, founder of Gatehouse, everyone.
Thanks, Rachel.